Welcome, South Florida, to Miami Cop Talk. I'm Raul. There's Robert Asencio, and we are experiencing something phenomenal in this new Miami Cop Talk show that is being hosted on Community News. And Robert, want to say hello to the folks?
Hello, everyone. You know what, Raul? That voice was pretty good. You have a deep voice. Do it again, please.
Well,
please.
I have to, I have daughters, and I'm the only guy in the house, so I don't get to use my man voice every so often. I come out of the house and I get to use my man voice. When I'm home, less bass in the voice. So, I'm really looking forward to spending time with you, Robert. We spent, almost 3 decades working together.
I said we didn't spend enough time together.
Correct. Until you retired and went off to becoming a state rep, and you had some time up in Tallahassee. So it's a pleasure to be back working with you. We had some good times, some more stories that hopefully we'll share on the show. And we'll laugh at each other, make fun of each other. Haircuts. We both got haircuts for the start of the show.
Our hairs turn different colors.
Yes, yeah, but that's why they sell products out there so you can make them dark.
That is correct. Some a little darker than others, but we're working on getting the right blend.
All right, excellent.
But Harold, let's talk about why we're doing the Miami Cop Talk. We haven't really talked about that much, and what led us to coming up with this.
Well, if you live in South Florida and you drive around, you usually see 2 or 3 police cars, either at 87 and Bird or wherever it may be, drinking coffee. And cops love to talk to each other, but we need to talk to the community. We need to engage the community. We need to be able to share with the community. The fact that we could talk to each other and share how we feel and what we think should happen in the community is a beautiful thing, but we need to engage the community. And I know every agency has their own public information officer and their own agency. They have their Twitter and they have their own social media, but we want to do some collective, incident command. We want to have a collective, the NIMS version. We want to have a unified voice to local law enforcement. We hope to have a segment with state chiefs all the time, and we want to be able to have individuals in local law enforcement come to the show and talk to the community, and hopefully have the community members come and talk to us, and we can be that conduit. And it was a great idea that you came up with. That's I guess being in Tallahassee and listening to all the individuals up in Tallahassee complain. You came down back to the community and said, "Let me do something about it."
Well, the whole thing is, look, we're going through some trying times, right? And when in the history of this country did you ever see police officers being villainized, right? And let's be transparent. Let's be real clear from the beginning. We know that there's bad cops, just like any other profession, but we also know that police themselves. I spent some years working internal affairs, and I've had the unpleasant, but had to do the job of arresting our own, right? When they commit a crime.
Correct.
And people don't realize that. This thing that we see officers breaching the public trust, some police officers have used, that's a small percentage. But we want to highlight the honorable work that the many men and women who are currently serving, have served, and will serve, do for us on a day-to-day basis. Right?
I agree. And I know artificial intelligence is a great thing, but until we get robot cops out there, we're stuck with the humans, and humans are flawed individuals. So we want to be able to communicate to our constituents, the people we serve, how can we do a better job and why we do what we do. Again, police work is not all that glamorous sometimes. It doesn't look good.
What do you mean, like transporting tires to the shop?
Yeah. No, but and also when someone doesn't want to comply because they watch a lot of TV and they say, have you read me my right? You haven't read me my rights, and there's complexities to constitutional law that the general public learn from TV, which are not accurate. The dramatization on TV is not necessarily 100%. So if you're getting your legal advice from TV and these CSI Miami or whatever, I think you may want to seek legal counsel elsewhere.
Well, it's like Googling when you have an ailment. I got a pimple. All right, so you Google it, and what do you find out?
Well, you can't believe everything you read on the internet, because if you go on the internet, I am ranked as one of the top sex models and or whatever. I shouldn't say sex appeal guys, whatever. But you can't believe what you read on the internet.
Is that because of the picture of the Speedos?
The Speedo picture, but I mean, come on, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. You can't believe all these talk shows. Come on, you have to engage the people that are actually doing the job.
So
and that's what we're going to be doing.
Raul, you served 30 years, right?
Yes, I did.
In law enforcement.
Yeah.
So, man, I mean, you went through a lot. You're
Yes.
married.
Correct.
You have children.
Correct.
How did law enforcement impact your personal life?
It caused me a divorce. I'm on my second marriage. You work, and it's tough. And then you have the stress of the job, and you got, you're trying to be all things to all people, and you just can't. Shot at. We talked about. I was shot at on. Ironically enough, I didn't think I was going to be, seeing the horrors in law enforcement being part of a school board police. But we were in a day and age where you have active shooters in schools, and it's changed. We're moving. Now we got school police. I mean, what's the next frontier? Church police. I mean, the fact of the matter is, times are changing. They're getting serious in all aspect of our community.
And school policing in Miami-Dade County, I mean, it's been a staple in Dade County for better part since 1959, right? Was that when the department was founded?
1957, I believe, when they started a security liaison that morphed into what now is a school police department. But the fact of the matter is, you have over 400 school police officers. All major municipal areas in the United States have some sort of a school policing. It's just unfortunate. It's a sign of the times.
The fifth, what is it? The fourth largest agency in Dade County, police agency.
Right about. And we hope to have the chief of the school police on, and we'll be able to and other chiefs on that we can ask them questions. But if there's anything that we can communicate to the community through this Miami Cop Talk show is, let's engage. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Don't believe unless it's from a reliable source like Miami Cop Talk. But the fact of the matter is, we have to talk to each other. We have to communicate. We have to get valid information in this age of misinformation. Let's get the right information.
That's very important.
Yep.
So this is a new show that we're launching. Hopefully with the cooperation of the community. We know we have law enforcement on our side. We're going to be talking about some issues. I asked you about what toll has law enforcement taken on your family, because behind each officer there's a story, there's an individual.
Correct.
I think that I can remember being scared beyond belief and having to charge through and meet the objectives of the mission at the time.
Yeah, and that was just looking in the mirror in the morning before going to work.
Getting dressed, right?
Getting dressed, looking at yourself and scaring yourself. Yeah.
Not only on Halloween, but beside that, I can also remember many times that I was elated.
Yeah.
Happy beyond belief, right?
Some real good times. Yeah.
And sharing the camaraderie, not just with the police, but the community, right?
Yeah.
And having somebody walk up to me and say, thank you. Very seldom happened, but when they did it, man, that meant the world. Or somebody buying you a cup of coffee.
Yeah, that actually is one of the things that I talk to my wife and kids about. It's pretty amazing when you walk in somewhere and you order a cup of coffee and they tell you, the person that was in front of you just paid for your cup of coffee or whatever. Those things, the community. I know there are a lot of people out there that really appreciate the job that law enforcement and police officers do on a daily basis. Some of them are a little bit hesitant to sharing their gratitude, and hopefully we can have people email us at Miami Cop Talk. Visit our website, MiamiCopTalk.com, and we can engage the community and share some of those amazing stories from birthdays to moments of sadness that we need to reflect on. I think we'll have a real good time, and this will be a great forum for engaging the community. Receiving and transmitting an information that I think is very valid in today's day.
Yeah, and it's not just cops, right? It's stakeholders, because police work, policing, public safety, it's a partnership. So Raul, look, people want to know stories, right? And having worked with school police myself for 26 years, worked at the local, state, and federal level on investigations, I can't think of a more honorable job to have served, other than being in the military, which I was part of the military. But man, I can remember some officers going through some real trying times. I don't know if you remember, one of our officers um, came to our station after responding to an incident where there had been a house that was burnt down, and he had to help try to rescue those children that didn't quite make it. Can you imagine the impact that causes an officer? That they have to take that with them,
Yeah,
and carry that.
let me tell you something. People don't realize there were times that I would, get home when I was working midnights. I got off at 7 in the morning. I would get home, and because of whatever incident occurred, your adrenaline's pumping, and you just can't get to bed. And it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I still can't get to sleep. And there's a stress factor in law enforcement. We should be able to share that with the community, and people should be able to understand back and forth, how they feel. Cops. And again, going back to cops sharing with each other, let's share with the community. Hopefully, the community can share with us. I think it's important. We need to be able to engage with valid information.
And we'll talk about the psychology. Hopefully, we'll have some mental health therapists with us in the near future. We have a trainer that's talking about coming on the office. I mean, a civilian that trains officers in how to react to those people that have mental health issues. We hopefully will have more chiefs of police on, police officers, and civilians who have been impacted by law enforcement. Right?
Absolutely. I think we got a good format, something good in the works here, and hopefully we'll be able to meet a need that I think the South Florida community has.
So we have not built out the website on purpose. We have not built out the Facebook page, which is at Miami Cop Talk, because we want inclusion of the community, right? We want you to tell us what you want to hear so that we can populate it and grow this effort, because I just don't see this as a show. I see this as an effort.
Absolutely. And hopefully people can tag us. Instagram's a big deal. Hopefully we can get shout outs from members of law enforcement and tag us on Instagram, Miami Cop Talk. And I think it'll be a nice, everyone's doing their own thing. Let's all get together and be on the same page.
Yeah. So for our viewers, what do you want to tell them to look out for now in the next coming weeks?
Shoot an email out to mail@miamicoptalk.com. Visit our Facebook page, Miami Cop Talk, and Twitter, Miami Cop Talk. We're on social media.
Instagram,
Miami Cop
the
Talk.
same thing.
Instagram, the same thing. And reach out to us, communicate to us, give us your thoughts, suggestions, and hopefully we'll be able to bring some of those on the air.
Yeah. So a little war story, right? God, where do I pick, right? Where do we start? But let's talk about, investigations to protect the children in the schools. People do not realize the fact that the Miami-Dade County Public Schools has an investigative unit, and you worked in that unit for a while. You supervised that unit. Can you share with the audience not so much specifics about the cases, but the level of attention and detail that goes into ensuring that the children are protected, and that those crimes that are committed against them, or allegations of misdeeds that are reported, go investigate it? Can you share with them?
Absolutely. I'm a numbers guy. If you talk to my wife and my daughters, when we go shopping, they know I'm a numbers guy.
You got to count those beans.
Yeah, I count those beans. Yeah, I'm constantly. As a matter of fact, I get alerts on my phone every time the credit card's used. So I'm a numbers guy, and based on a numbers guy, when you look at the school district of Dade County is the largest employer in South Florida. It's the second largest in the state of Florida, and credit to those that run the school district. Many years ago, they decided, hey, you know what, we need to police ourselves to make sure that we're providing the best services possible to our students and our community. We can't make everybody happy, but the safety of the kids and the students in Miami-Dade County Public Schools is paramount. That there's nothing at a greater priority level that I am aware of. Meeting with superintendent, board members, those that run the district, the safety of our students are paramount. So much so that they have a police officer at every public school. They take the safety of our students seriously. And that being said, crimes that are alleged against our students and staff are taken very seriously. And again, we have a special community in South Florida, especially when it comes to policing our schools.
And the the protecting of the children doesn't just stop there. It goes, I mean, you guys continue to collaborate with the other agencies,
Absolutely.
local,
Task
state,
force, yeah.
federal.
Yeah, we sit on task force. School police sits on task force. They're involved with the day chiefs. We just have just spoken previously to members of the day chiefs, and they're highly engaged. The school police of Miami-Dade County is highly engaged in local law enforcement and assuring the safety of our students.
And even people that are in the schools are not necessarily safe, because schools are microcosms of the community.
Absolutely.
It's crazy to say that we have to have protection there at the schools.
Yeah.
But as you said, we live in a rather violent society. So it is a partnership with the community, but in order to better serve or better provide public service, public safety, I think the community needs to be involved. So what do you say? I guess our guest was not able to join us. Why don't you give us some parting words?
Well, I encourage the community to engage in Miami Cop Talk. I know sometimes we're not happy with what's going on in local law enforcement. This is the forum. This is your voice to be able to speak your piece. Let us know what is on your mind, and we'll try to engage. We'll try to give you expert advice, expert opinion, and we're going to have experts on the show to be able to share with some of the stories that we get on our social media platforms.
So as you see this show, as we rebroadcast it, please continue to share it. So my closing thoughts here is, Tommy behind the scenes, thank you for producing the show. To the Millers, Grant, Michael Miller, team at Community Newspapers, your partnership, we couldn't do this without you. Shout out to you guys. Thank you. But more importantly, thank you to every one of you who are out there in the community, who are part of this show, who will help us grow this. And what do you say? We close this out.
MiamiCopTalk.com.
Yeah.